carry on. How are you? Hope all doing good. Before we start, let me introduce myself. I Sangeeta Ramakrishnan from SJKT St. Mary's Korean District. This is my e-science notebook and today I'm going to tell you all about IBSE Workshop that I attend. This workshop has conducted for 4 days from 27 September till 30 September. And these 4 days was really amazing. Just stick with me until end of this video and I will explain why. When I received the calling letter for this workshop, I was wondering what is IBSE? It's quite new letters for me. So I was very curious and very much excited to look forward on it. On the very first day, I get to know the real meaning behind these 4 letters. IBSE is actually stands for Inquiry-Based Science Education. Our JU for this workshop was Mr. Ong and Mrs. Wong, the beautiful couple. Firstly, Mr. Ong gave us briefing about the purpose of IBSE. It's actually encourage students to think creatively and critically. Then he too suggests some ways on how make students to get ready for this IBSE lesson by creating the interest, engaging people with the topic, emphasizing their skills and knowledge. He also briefed the aim of STEM education, which consists of using technology wisely, solving problems creatively and critically, encourage students for logical thinking and to make them create new ideas and innovative products. He also explained about the integrated STEM education, STEM, science, technology, engineering and mathematics. STEM is actually combination of 2 or more subjects in a single lesson. I also get to know more about the importance of hands-on projects, the open exploration and also the real-world context. I also get to know more about the IBSE module content, which consists of introduction, science practices and also pedagogy assessment curriculum. Slot 1 was started with the introduction to IBSE lesson. IBSE lesson is actually a continuous process where students progressively develop their key science ideas throughout their learnings. Then I get to know more about PEOE, which stands for Predict, Explain, Observe and Experiment. This is a very effective technique in IBSE lesson. Not only that, I also get to know more about the teacher's questions, which can categorize as 3 types, that is attention focusing question, reasoning question and also comparison question. We as teachers should throw these type of questions in their classroom so that students can develop their thinking skills and also logical thinking. Then I get to know more about my science notebook. I had a chance to have a look on some pictures of my science notebook which shared by our JU. It's very creative and beautiful. Actually, my science notebook is very much helpful for both parties, for students and even teachers. Science notebook is actually a detailed record on a personal representation on observation, experience and also thinking. For teachers can use the science notebook as an assessment, also a medium for feedback. Then I get to know more about nature of science. Nature of science is actually the way of knowing about finding the cause of phenomena, imagination, logical reasoning, creativity and also openness to the new ideas. Then there was the important part of this workshop, that is level of inquiry. We get to know about the level of inquiries. Actually, there is a 4 level of inquiries. First level was the confirmation inquiry and second was the structured inquiry. third was guided inquiry, and the fourth was open inquiry. We made a small helicopter task to learn about this level of inquiries. The confirmation inquiry is actually students will know the results in advance and they will conduct the experiment to confirm their results. Second level is the structured inquiry. For example, people will conduct the experiment by manipulating the variable and finding the results. The third level was the guided inquiry. Teacher will give questions to the students and students have to research the questions and design the procedure and they will find the solution. The last inquiry level is open inquiry, where people will act as scientists. They find the problems and they will design their own procedure and conduct the experiments and find the possible solutions. Document-based inquiry task was given in day 1, which is we are given with a 4-page of article regarding on DNA structure. We have to read the article and present the information in a creative form. And here is my task 1 for day 1. In day 1, task 2 was we have to create the model of DNA. After we read the article about the DNA structure, we have to create the model of DNA. It's actually an effective method which I'm going to use in my future classes. That is, students are exposed with the topic that I'm going to teach before the classroom. They will explore about the topic by the secondary sources other than textbooks. So they will have a foundation or basic knowledge about the topic before they enter the classroom. Here is my task 2 for day 1. Day 2 was started with the experimentation slot. We had a small experiment about the density, which is floating object and sinking object. The experiment that we conduct is about how to make the sinking objects to be float. It was really amazing and exciting when there is a challenge. Then the workshop was continued with the assessment in IBSE lesson. As we all know, there are many types of assessment: observation, oral, quiz, formative test, summative test, and so on. Then I thought about the video analysis process. It actually consists of 3 main criteria, which is learning environment, role of teachers, and also learners' experience. These 3 criteria is actually main key for an effective learning and teaching process. Then the important part of this workshop, it is about backward design model. It is a very important model in IBSE lesson. It's actually the first step in this model is we have to identify and set our desired results first. Then the step 2 will be how I going to achieve or how I going to gather the evidence for my desired results. So the step 2 will be the determine assessment evidence. And the last step in this backward design model is plan learning experience and instructions. So how I going to conduct the activity so that I going to achieve my desired result. A video analysis task was given in day 2, which is we are given with 2 videos. One is Tuan Selima's teaching video and another one is the Flip Nicholas teaching video. We have to watch both video, compare and analyze each video with the help of the checklist which is given. And here it is my task. And the task 2 for day 2 was we have to design an inquiry lesson with the backward design model. Day 3 was started with the video analysis, which is the task given on the previous day. Mr. Ong explained some about the video analysis techniques and the importance of video analysis. Then Mrs. Wong continued with the 21st century skills, the importance, the adaptation of how we're going to adapt the 21st century skills in our classroom. It was very fun and very informatical. Then our workshop was continued with the KMR lesson plan presentation. Each groups are presented their lesson plan, and so much of new ideas and knowledges are be gathered at this point. Then day 3 continued with the interdisciplinary slot. We had a small interdisciplinary task experiment, which is ice koyang. It was very much fun and excited. I will going to show my video of ice koyang. For day 3 task was we have to create a catapult to send an object to the destination. So it was very interesting, and this is the first time I'm doing a catapult, so it was very much excited. I did a catapult with the popsicle sticks, and here is my video. Day 4, the last day of this workshop, even though a bit sad because of the last day, but it still started with the 5E lesson. 5E lesson: engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. These 5E lessons is a key technique in an ISB lesson plan. So we talked and discussed a lot of things about these 5E lessons. Then Mr. Ong taught us about reflection. Reflection is actually plays an important role in our lesson. Even though it is a student's reflection or even self-reflection, both reflection is very much helpful to enhance our teaching and learning process. Then Mrs. Wong is very much humbled to share with us about the flipped classroom, even though it is not in ISB module content. After we ask about flipped classroom, she shares a lot of things about the flipped classroom. It's actually an effective way where the students get a basic knowledge about what they're going to study before they enter the classroom. Lastly, we are taught about document-based report. Actually, document-based report is very much important, and it can be done in any way according to own creativity. So day 4 task was to create a e-science notebook, and this is my e-science notebook, and this is my last task. IBSE Workshop is actually very beneficial workshop for me. I personally joined this workshop with zero knowledge, but at the end of the day, I ending up with so much of information and knowledge. I had gained a lot of new ideas and techniques to enhance my teaching skills. It's actually a knowledge-packed workshop. I personally feel very happy and lucky to be a part of this workshop. I'm very sure I'm going to apply this IBSE lesson in my classroom with all the knowledge and information that I gained throughout this workshop to make sure my teaching and learning process is effective. I should specially mention about my JU here, Mr. Ong and Mrs. Wong. These two germs are really very amazing. This workshop was very effective even though it is done via Google Meet just because of these two germs. Both of them are very humble and friendly and ready to help us whenever, wherever we are stuck. These two being my inspiration to be a good teacher as them. So keep inspiring us. My heartful thanks to both of them, Mr. Wong and Mrs. Wong, for your guidance and all your supports throughout this workshop and even though after this workshop. Here it is, IBSE Workshop. So thanks to all, thanks to my GU and thanks to other participants, other teachers which are very caring and sharing in their knowledge and experience. Very thank you. And I personally thank to Jabatan Pendidikan Pera because organizing such a beneficial workshop. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I, Cikgu Kita, signing off. Bye-bye. Tada!